How y'all doing? It's me and Zora. Zozo. Zozo, look at the people. Oh, you just gonna say, look how regal I am. Look at me. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Okay, Zora. You good? Are you seeing yourself? Do you see yourself? Or do you just want to scratch? Oh, I think the dog is doing something fantastic. She's just looking for her daily neck rub. My bad. My bad, sweetie dee. My bad. My bad, sweetie dee. Anyway, Zora is appreciative. But anyhow, how y'all doing? Please ignore my hair. It was cool for a hot second there, and I put my hands through it, and then it all fell apart. And I came here because a couple people asked me a couple of questions that I really wanted to answer. And of course, I wrote them down somewhere other than where I am right now, and I don't want to move. So I'm going to try. Please don't be laughing at my hair. Maybe I should do this. I wish I had a hat or something. But anyway, anyhow, somebody asked me a serious question, so I want to get this one out of the way first. She was a woman who's concerned about her grandchildren and concerned about her ability to see the grandchildren and how to enforce that. And she doesn't know if and when to get the courts involved. Do they do that kind of thing? And my answer to you is this: it depends on what state you're in. Some states have more robust grandparent rights laws than others. Some, so, and then what I would do if I were you, there's always an emotional backlash for that thing. What I would do is I would go to an attorney in your state that specializes in child custody, and they can explain to you what the laws are in your state and what the propensities are in your county. Like if you're in a small place and you got a few local judges, what they tend to do tends to be, and if you have somebody practicing in that area, they can also tell you about the emotional fallout that they routinely see in circumstances like those, so they can give you all the information you need to weigh whether or not you should go to court to enforce these things or to force these things. Always, they'll tell you. And if there are other ways to go about it, they can tell you that too. But I'm telling you, don't back away from that couple $100 to pay an hour attorney for an hour thinking, I can look it up or I can just get it online. You can't. I just saw a judge. I don't know. Her name is Tracy something. I just love her. I watch all of these Zoom courts, and people come into Zoom court and tell the judge I did my research, and then they pull out the UCC if they're sovereign citizens or not. I remember sovereign citizens back when I was a judge in the '90s, and they were scary back then. They used to, well, anyway, but I always get sidetracked. And she said, yeah, but I did my research. I was looking this all night. And she said, son, I went to college for 4 years, law school for 3 years. Then I did 4 years of magistrate's court. And then I did this. And I still have, and then she put up her books and everything. I've done all that. And so it's really offensive when you say, I've done my research. Because your few hours against my many years don't make sense. And as soon as people see something that they feel supports their position, they don't look any deeper into it. It feels that way, but it may not be that way. And you have to understand it. You go to law school for a long time for good reasons. But anyway, that's what I would do, and I would spend that money to see that. I used to like this top, but now I'm just feeling all so. Anyway. Somebody else wrote me and said she wanted to know more about why I was so introverted, because I used to and I had said something on one of these where I said I felt out of place all the time, and I didn't feel out of place like for physical reasons, like because I was black in a white room or a woman in a male room. That kind of stuff happened to me all the time. I was used to it. Uh, but I thought everybody had a rule book that I didn't have. I just thought there was this set of unspoken rules that everybody was functioning by that I didn't know anything about. And I felt that way because I didn't understand. I didn't understand a lot of things. Like dudes, like I I just didn't get it. I didn't get why girls wanted to do the things that they did. I wanted to do the things the dudes did. And I didn't want to do the things that girls were doing. And I didn't understand how everybody decided to line up the way they did. Now, that's not the case anymore. People lining up anywhere they want to. But it didn't have to do with gender. It didn't have to do with color. It didn't have to do with community. It had to do with I felt like everybody else knew what was going on and I didn't. Because everybody was conducting business in a fashion I did not understand. And I wish I could give you an example. I mean, my sister loved going out with guys. I didn't understand that until I hit college. Then I figured that part out. Oh, why would you go out when you know you could get in a car crash, when you know bad things happen, when you know people? Why would you go out at night when you know bad people are out at night? You see? Now, I thought I just didn't know. I didn't have a rule book that everybody else had, knowing that these things blah, 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 blah happen. What I didn't realize until later was I was emotionally, you never used to, you don't have to do this anymore, but in the old days in TV channels, you had channel 4, channel 6, channel 10, and you turned the dial. And if you did 9.8 or something, you could get fuzzy pictures of something else that they were picking up. The world was on channel 10, I was on channel 9.8. And it was an emotional problem that I was having. Now, I don't know if that's why you feel separate, but that's why I felt separate and unsure. It's because I didn't understand that I was looking at the world through a fear-based model that made most of what others did inexplicable. Just inexplicable. I didn't understand my sister at all. She was very outgoing. We didn't get along. I don't know her. I think, and in fact, my college entrance exam was called the stranger next door or something, and I was just contrasting, like she was in the world and of the world, and I was just like out there flapping in the wind, wondering why won't everybody wake up to what a dangerous place this is. And I didn't know that was me. And my mother slowly walked me into the light of understanding that I live a fear-based existence. And then as the years went on and you learn to deal with things, your emotionality can be thwarted by your spirituality, by your determination. It could be thwarted by the right dude or the right chick or the right person to call at the right time. You can learn. You Just like I said the other day, you got to start with what you're born with, what you get. You can end up other places other than one would think necessarily would be a place for you, like TV. Who would see me on TV? Woo-hoo. I thought the whole world was crazy. But anyway, now I know that I was reflecting my own piece of not quite running down center. You know what I mean? I was just a little left of logical. But when I was logical, I was very logical. I just didn't understand people, which renders all the other knowledge almost useless until you can figure that part out. There was one more question I wanted to answer, and I can't think of what it is. Hmm. And yes, the the statement "you are a prime piece of real estate" is offensive. I'm not offended, but it's an offensive statement. and I'm prone to getting involved in that kind of stuff. But don't say that and think women are gonna like it because, well, I don't know. I may be wrong. Women may like it. I just don't like it. Prime piece of real estate. Like I don't have value. Well, anyway, you said you weren't gonna go there. Told us so. You're not. I'm gonna give you an update on my house. I done picked the final colors. My son told me it was ugly. I don't know what to do. I think it's pretty. I'm still gonna do it. It's green. Now that is an odd choice, green. But I went with green. We're going with green, and that's what it's gonna be. I'm trying to filibuster until I knew what it was. Somebody asked me. Somebody asked me what the hearsay rule was, and it's something that that's hearsay. You can't do it. That's hearsay. You can't do it. Now see, this is Zora. Now she's decided not to come in for some reason. Now she's coming in. I think what it is she wants me to go out and play ball. No, no that. Go Platts. Go. Wasn't that obedient? Yeah. See? Yeah. She's well trained. I didn't train her. Somebody else did. Unlike Decker, who just does anything, because I didn't. But anyway, the hearsay rule, and I'm not going to go into all the complications of it, but it's an out-of-court statement that's mentioned in court, designed to prove the truth of the matter asserted. In other words, if I'm on the stand and I say John told me he was Napoleon Bonaparte, is that hearsay or is it not hearsay? Depends on whether or not it's what the purpose of it for. If I'm trying to prove that John is Napoleon Bonaparte, it's hearsay because it's an out-of-court statement designed to prove the truth of the matter asserted. But if I'm trying to prove that John is out of his mind, I would say, listen, he got home and told me he was Napoleon Bonaparte, and it proceeded to, then it's not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. And you can't do out-of-court statements for the truth of the matter asserted because you cannot cross-examine that person who is not there. Therefore, you cannot attack that statement. You just have it out there without the other side having to attack it. Now, you can attack whatever I said about, John's, but it's not for the truth of the matter asserted. In general, that's kind of how it goes. Although there are a lot of loopholes, there are excited utterances, there are deathbed utterances, there are, a statement against interest. In other words, I don't know. But anyway, it's not just any statement, any out-of-court statement. It's an out-of-court statement proposed for the truth of the matter asserted. I don't know why you wanted to know that, but you did, and that was the best I got because that example helped me back in the day. All right, y'all take care. Have a good day. Oh, if you have a question, it's down there, the email. JudgeLynnPodcast@gmail. I know it's not clickable. I can make it clickable. Somebody keeps telling me that. I can't figure it out. I wish I could. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I think I'm going to go outside with the dogs. Y'all have a good one.